is a time that all Americans should come together and feel and mourn what happened. Violence, which affects so many different people of so many different political persuasions, is an affliction of America. And coming together is what we ought to be doing, not pointing fingers of blame.
I did notice Chuck Schumer saying that when his entire party and the left was calling people on the right fascist and Nazis. By the way, Chuck Schumer's the minority leader in the Senate. So his side has been calling the right fascist and Nazis for years at this point. It's funny, now he wants to come together because someone internalized his party and his side's rhetoric and decided to go put a bullet through a prominent conservative's neck. Now he wants to come together. Let's seem like they're reasonable people. But he wasn't saying, hey, let's come together when his party and his people were saying stuff like this.
Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
This is what kicking the shit out of fascism looks like.
Try to prevent the spread of the lawlessness and the fascist chaos that's been unleashed against us.
So when we say Donald Trump is a fascist, fascism, a huge component of fascism is uniting racism, bigotry, a form of racist nationalism.
We are now living in a fascist dictatorship.
Country, we are worried about potential rise of fascism in this country. We're worried about our democracy falling to an authoritarian and potentially fascist form of government.
Not only to roll over to Donald Trump's will, but to roll over our democracy and allow him to take over this country as a fascist dictator.
When fascism isn't just coming, it's already here.
The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, said, "No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core."
Now let's take a look at the shooter's ideology. Let's see what he wrote on his bullet casings.
Inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?" Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay."
Hey fascist, catch is what he wrote on the bullet. Oh, and Bella Ciao? I'm gonna read you some quick history on it. It's a famous Italian folk song that originated in the late 19th century as a lament sung by female rice field workers in northern Italy's Po Valley. They were protesting their harsh working conditions. During World War II, it was adapted by the Italian partisans, anti-fascist resistance fighters opposing Benito Mussolini's fascist regime and the Nazi occupation. The song has since evolved into a global symbol of resistance against oppression and fascism, sung at protests worldwide. The shooter was radicalized by Democrats' rhetoric. Again, the Democrats weren't talking about coming together when they just spent the past years calling everyone on the right fascist. And now we're at the logical conclusion of their extremism. And now they want to say, oh, well, political violence isn't good. We should come together now. We don't want to point fingers. Yeah, you don't want to point fingers because you're responsible. The left's extreme rhetoric got Charlie Kirk killed. And I don't want to talk about, oh, this happens on both sides. Recently, it has not been happening on both sides. Name me a major figure on the left today that has national prominence that has been shot. I'm not talking about a state rep in Minnesota. Yes, that is horrible. But a state rep in Minnesota that essentially nobody knows is not the same as Donald Trump or Charlie Kirk's level of national recognition. So again, I say, name me the people on the left with high national recognition and very high influence that have been shot like Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk have. You can't, because it hasn't happened. The left is pushing extreme rhetoric, and people are dying as a result of it. And it's crazy because they still don't want to take accountability for what their extremist rhetoric is leading people to believe and do. Yes, this is currently a problem on the left. This is not, oh, well, both sides. No, that's not what's happening right now. This is on the left. Also, just a reminder, I have a free email newsletter where I give you morning updates and I go into more detail on many of these topics. This is one of the only places I cannot be censored. It's a great place to get more in-depth information from me. The link is on my profile. Just go there, click the link. You'll see the screen here. Drop your email and hit subscribe and you'll be good to go. Anyway, that's all I got for now. We'll see you in the next one.